Welcome back to another video. We're gonna see how we can add blueprint references within CATIA V5. So the case study will be on the following car. So this will be a 2008 BMW E90. As we can see over here, this blueprint will be available on getonlines.com. And the main problem with blueprints from websites like this is that they are quite expensive, as we can see over here. If you want to have those detailed images, but we're gonna see that they are not actually really good to be used as blueprints, as some of the elements will not be perfectly aligned within those views. Now, to get started, I will use this as a case study, but afterwards, within a follow-up video, I will show you how to generate blueprints that will be accurate, and they will be extracted from 3D models. Now, let's get started. I want to recreate this so we can have them added within Sketch Tracer, and this will allow us to easily manipulate the views. I will close this and I will create a new assembly. And within this assembly, I will jump directly within Shape and within Sketch Tracer. We could also directly start a Sketch Tracer because this will be the same with assembly. So as we can see over here, this just swapped the workbench. So we can go directly over here as well, and this will create us a new component. Now, by default, we have the orientation of the compass over here, and we can add immersive sketches using this icon over here. So before we're going to start to add those, we also need to be positioned. So I will go over here on the view cube, and the first image that I'm going to add will be the side view. Therefore, I will go to the left view. We're going to see the compass orientation has changed. Also make sure that you are within shading with material. Otherwise, if I will just be, for example, in shading with edges, and I will add that, we see the reference, this will be for the side view. When I'm going to click open, also keep in mind that you can use the following file formats. So TIFF, JPEG, bitmap, RAW, PNG, and PSD files. So those are from Photoshop. I recommend to use PNG since those will also have alpha transparency. And they have mine converted over here. So I will select this one. We see this a PNG file. And I will hit open. Will appear, so we are within the wrong view mode. This is just a warning, and we can easily fix it by going over here within shading with materials. Okay, so now let's zoom out a bit and see exactly what we have over here. We have the outline of the image, which will be with this green line, will be outlined. We also have the possibility to move it over here from this point. And we also have the second rectangle over here, which will be with a dash line. And this will be what actually will remain from the image. Therefore, since this PNG file has been cropped all the way over here, where the car starts and the car ends, I will just reposition this to be over here. As we can see, we cannot make that snap, but I will position it over here. And afterwards, I will just increase the size of this to be the same. And we see the dimension. So in this case, the length will be 4 meter, 580 millimeters. And we're going to type in the value over here. So the dimension, 4580. And afterwards, I can press enter or OK. Okay, so sorry. And now we see that this will be added. We can also increase what exactly we want from the image to remain. So I will increase this so that everything will remain. And if I will click on the OK button, this will be the follow-up. And we see the side view added. I can go within the painting gallery, I can select it, I can rename it, and I can call this side view. We can always go back. If I will double click, I will be again within the same workbench. Or over here, for example, if I would adjust this, if I will click OK, we're going to see that the reference will be trimmed over there. So in this case, we see that that hasn't been actually trimmed because we need to adjust the outline. So if I will go with the exterior, something like this will actually do the trimming, as we can see over here. So keep that in mind. We're gonna leave the one outside like that. And afterwards, if I will just click OK, we already have this value added. Now, in order to add the other views, we're gonna need to use the view cube over here. We can also use this view selection, which will be F4. And if I will move the mouse within the viewport, we're gonna see this will give me the top view, this will give me the back view, and this will give me the front view. So the following reference will be the front view, so I will go like that. We can also go directly from the view cube front view, or we can press F4 and we can choose that. And I will add another immersive sketch. In this case, I will select the E90 front view. And this will be the image. Again, we're going to use the one in the middle to do the scaling, while the one on the exterior will do the cropping. And since this is mostly used for scaling, we can directly position it over the dimension. And I can add a value, so 2 meters and 5 millimeters. I will click OK, and again, another OK. And afterwards, if I will zoom out, we're going to see that the reference will be added like this. Now, regarding the orientation, we see the car will be aligned like this. If you want to flip it, for example, this front view, I want to add it in front, and I would like this image to be flipped 180 degrees for the side view. I can just double click on that. And over here, we're going to see this flip button. So if I'm going to click on that arrow, I will exit that, and we're going to have the image flip like this. I consider this is a better orientation. As you can see, the compass X, Y, and Z, and this is a little bit easier to use. And this reference, I'm going to call this front view. And if I will double click on this, we're going to see that this will be aligned over here. So we have a little bit of white background, but we're going to see how we can further adjust that along as we're going to start to trace some elements. Now let's add the back view. So I will go over here to the back view, add the image, which will be this one. Again, I will do the scaling using the information over here. So I'm going to position this all the way over there. And the size over here, I will move this to the right. We see the value. In this case, we have a minus. So minus 184. I'm going to click OK. And we're going to see now the orientation should be flipped. So I will click on that, click OK, zoom out. And we're going to have the back view added over here. If I'm going to move this to the back, when I'm going to take a look over here, I will see the back of the car, and over here I will see the front. I'm also going to rename this, so this will be the back view. And now we have the last image, which will be the top view. I will do another immersive sketch, but before that I will jump within the top view. We see the orientation position like this. So we have those two. So this will be, and that will be for the side view. And if we're going to click it, we're going to see the front orientation will be over here on the bottom. Therefore, if I will add that top view, we know that we should rotate this 90 degrees. So we're going to see over here the zoom and rotation tool. As we can see, I cannot right click on that to add a numeric value. But over here for the size, we can do an edit. But this will be mostly regarding the starting point of this. As we can see, we don't have the information regarding rotation. Not sure exactly if those are available somewhere else, because from what I've searched, they aren't. We see over here the rotation, and if I will start to rotate this, it will rotate like that. So even though I'm trying to press Ctrl, Alt, Shift, and so on in order to keep this like within imaginary shape, within a specific step, I cannot do that. Therefore, I will position it like this, and afterwards, I will also click once on the OK button in order to see how this has been aligned. And we see that the alignment is okay. So the car is facing the same, just like the side view. But now we need to address the scale. So we know that this should be 4 meters 580. Therefore, I will double click on this. I will move the scale tool. So all the way from the front, all the way to the back. This should be minus 580. I will hit OK. And now we see those reference. This will be the top one. If I will click OK, we're going to see that it will actually be onto the other side. So we need to move this in line with the front and back view. I'm also going to name this top view, so it will be easier further along. I will double click on that, and now I will move everything over here. Keep in mind that if I'm moving this downwards, I'm actually moving further away. So I will need to move this all the way over here. Click OK. And now we're going to have that aligned. As we can see over here, those will be aligned like that. Keep in mind that the main advantage within CATIA is that we can always select any of these views and we can slide them like this. So we can have them translated onto the axis that they have been aligned. And when we're going to start to model the car, we're going to be able to verify how those will fit. But again, I know that this blueprint is not well defined. And we're going to see when we're going to start tracing some elements that the blueprints are not well defined. And within the following video, I'm going to show you how you can create this kind of blueprints and so that they will be a good reference. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will position a similar video over here on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.